Hello, ChatGPT.
Hello, how's it going?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum
Welcome,
assalam.
welcome to another exciting episode. I am Mohid from Best 25, and today I am going to have an interesting conversation with ChatGPT about a very
Mm,
important topic: how to make a better decision and avoid regret. Every day we make many
mm.
decisions. From small daily choice to important decision about our studies, career, and future, sometimes we have
Wow.
a decision and later regret it. So today I will ask ChatGPT some useful question to understand how we can make better decision, avoid unnecessary regret, and become more confident in our choice. So let's get started.
Sure, yeah. Okay, thanks, Mohid. I'm glad to be here with you. Decision making is such a valuable skill. So let's dive in. First question you'd like to explore.
Okay. What does making a good decision really mean, and why is decision making important in our life?
A good decision is one that thoughtfully considers your goals, values, and the likely outcomes before acting, rather than just going with impulse. It's important because our choices shape our time, energy, relationships, and opportunities. Taking a little care up front can save a lot of regret later.
Okay. Why do people sometimes make decisions that they later regret?
Often because of pressure, incomplete information, or letting emotions rush the process. Sometimes we also copy what worked before without checking if it fits the new situation. And hindsight bias kicks in. Once we know the outcome, we think it was obvious, even if it wasn't at the time. That combination leads to regret.
Okay. How can an engineering student make better decision about subject, project, and career choice?
Mhm. An engineering student can start by clarifying what actually interests them. Like, what problems feel exciting to work on? Then test that with small experiments, short projects, internships, or online courses instead of committing all at once. Talk to people in those roles, ask what their day is actually like, and weigh skills you're good at against what you enjoy. That mix usually points to better fits and fewer regrets.
Okay. What are the most common mistakes students make when making important decision?
Hmm. A big one is rushing, jumping in without pausing to think. Another is people's opinions while undervaluing their own long term goals. Also, ignoring small warning signs because it'll be fine and not checking assumptions, like believing one source and stopping there. A simple fix is to slow down, ask one more question, get one more perspective, and check whether the choice matches your values, not just the short term convenience.
Okay. How can we balance logic and emotions when making an important decision?
Logic gives structure, emotions give signal. You can name the emotion first, like, I'm anxious about this. Then ask what it's pointing to: risk, values, or uncertainty. Then weigh that against facts and alternatives. If something still feels off, don't ignore that. Just slow down, gather more info, or sleep on it. Balance isn't 50-50 every time. It's proportionate to the stakes.
Okay. Sometimes we have too many choice. How can we decide which option is best?
When options pile up, set three simple filters. First, must haves. What is non negotiable? Second, impact. Which choice best supports your main goal? Third, feasibility. What's realistic? Narrow it down, then compare the top two side by side. Simple, clear, and easier to commit to.
Okay. How can we avoid making decision because of peer pressure or other people opinion?
Fear and peer pressure shrink your view. So zoom out. Name what you want, not what looks impressive. Give yourself a little private space to think. Even 24 hours can help. Talk to someone who isn't pushing an agenda. Check your values. If a choice doesn't match them, that's a sign. And remember, you don't owe instant decisions to anyone. A deliberate pace is not procrastination.
Okay. My next question is, what should we do when we make a wrong decision? How can we learn from it instead of regretting it?
First, acknowledge it. Don't spiral. Ask what exactly went wrong and why. Then pull out one lesson, just one. Turn that lesson into a tiny rule for next time and reframe it. Mistakes are tuition for experience. You pay in time or effort, then you use that knowledge to adjust. That mindset turns regret into growth and makes you more resilient for the next decision you'll face.
Okay. Is it possible to make a perfect decision, or should we simply focus on making the best decision with the information we have?
Yeah, perfect decisions aren't realistic. There's almost always uncertainty. Aim for good enough with good reasoning. Use the best info you have, make the choice, review the outcome, learn, and then refine. That cycle builds wisdom far faster than chasing perfection ever will.
Okay. What simple step can a student follow before making an important decision to reduce the change of regret?
One simple step: write down three outcomes you care about most. Check which option best serves those and briefly note the risks. If it's unclear, sleep on it. Clarity often shows up after a pause.
Okay. ChatGPT, thank you for this wonderful and informative discussion. Today we learned that making a good decision does not mean making a perfect decision. We should collect the right information, think carefully, understand our goal, balance logic with emotion, and avoid making decision become a pressure from other. We also learn that mistakes are a part of our life. Instead of regretting every wrong decision, we shall learn from our experience and use them to make better decisions in the future. So always thinking carefully, truly yourself, learn from your mistakes, and move forward with confidence. Thank you everyone for listening. Keep learning, keep growing, growing and keep
Hmm.
making
You're
better
welcome, Mohid.
decisions.
Mhm.
See you in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.
And you wrapped it up beautifully. Good decision making isn't perfection, it's